Texas House lawmakers heard more recommendations on making schools safer.
Those recommendations came from North Texas police chiefs and someone who lost 2 young family members, including her little sister, in the Uvalde shooting. Fox 4's Sean Rabb followed today's Homeland Security hearing. Sean.
Yeah, Steve, 2 committees came together today, Youth Safety and Homeland Security, to try and learn ways to keep our kids, our schools, our state safe from these mass massacres. Before the hearing, well, Democrats raised their voices with others trying to press the governor to do what he has not done following any mass shooting, call a special session. The day began with Texas House Democrats adding to the voices wanting Governor Greg Abbott to call a special session on gun laws and school safety.
This event in Uvalde has so shaken Texas and this entire country and really across the world, just shaken people so much that little kids could be murdered by an 18-year-old who was able to legally purchase an assault weapon.
This morning, around 5:30, I sat on my sister's bed and I cried. I cried and I cried.
Tearful testimony inside the committee hearing from Jasmine Casares, her little sister Jackie and cousin Annabelle Rodriguez killed in the Uvalde shooting. She presented 18 proposals she feels could make schools safer.
And I'm here begging for you guys to do something. Or to change something, because the people that were supposed to keep her safe at school didn't. They failed.
Her primary focus on school safety, from more officers on campus to hardening access to entries and exits.
I'd much rather be sitting in jail with a felony offense on my head for having carried my weapon that day and have my parents alive.
Former State Rep Susanna Hupp was at lunch with her mom and dad when 23 people, including her parents, killed in the Colleen Luby's mass shooting in 1991. That day, her gun in her car. Then Texas did not have concealed carry laws. Hupps urged getting rid of laws that prohibit guns in certain places, asking legislators to imagine being a victim during a mass shooting.
And as that gunman's walking around the room, if he levels his weapon on your 2-year-old grandson's head, even if you've chosen not to have a weapon, don't you hope the guy behind you has one and knows how to use it at that point?
In response, Committee Chairman James White seemed to say no to Hupp, saying lawmakers plan to look at techniques to, quote, harden campuses.
That's actually security, okay? In security, you have safety.
As the hearing turned to the police response in Uvalde.
And I'm sorry to the entire Uvalde community and to every citizen in the state of Texas. That day in Uvalde, the law enforcement community failed you, and we must do better.
An apology from the president of the Texas Police Chiefs Association, North Richland Hills Chief Jimmy Perdue, part of a 6-chief panel, urban and rural, who spoke about moving forward and improving the profession. Fort Worth Chief Neil Noakes told representatives there must be better security systems.
About systems at schools that provide safety, about surveillance cameras, about cameras that we can access as law enforcement agencies in those schools. SROs are an extremely valuable resource to schools. I do believe they need to stay. I do believe we need to enhance their numbers where we can, but they're not an end-all, be-all. It must be in partnership with the schools to make sure they're doing everything they can to be safe as well.
And Chief Noakes told lawmakers that it's not financially feasible to put an officer on every campus. Using only his city as an example, 257 TEA considered campuses. To put one officer on each of those would run more than $80 million. That's just one city. Has to be systems in place, technology, electronics, surveillance systems, cameras that they can have access to outside of that facility, those kinds of things, better collaboration with school districts. These are things that the police told lawmakers they need today, and much more money for training as well.